Good evening. This is Lynette, and this is the 21st Century Watchman's Channel. And it's about time. It's about time is a 1 year chronological Bible study into the book of the Bible, all the books of the Bible. And so right now we're in Song of Solomon. We're going to start the chapter with chapter 1. We're going to end with chapter 8. We're going to finish this entire book of Songs today. How about that? Um, and it's a book that Solomon wrote. It's very controversial. People talk about it in for many different reasons. It's rawness, it's realness, it's uh, potent sensuality, sexuality, even, and all of that's in this book. Don't say that the Bible doesn't talk about it all. The Bible talks about it all. How about that? So let's start out, shall we? All righty. The songs. So I'm reading in the amplified version so that we can get the gist. And this is a two persona poem. He has he talks from the um, the perspective of the the guy and the girl. It's a wonderful poem. Wonderful, wonderful poem. Let's go. So it starts off with the courtship. So it's broken into three parts: the courtship, the wedding, and then the marriage as it at the maturation of the marriage. How you grow in marriage. I've been married for a minute now, and and I this is it. There was a courtship, and then there was the wedding, and then there's the marriage. Living it out, it's a different story than the courtship, for sure. Anybody that's been married knows that, and that's what we're going to find out here. So the Song of Songs, which is, and it's again the Amplified. So the Song of Songs, the most excellent of them all, which is Solomon's. Let him kiss me with kisses of his mouth, she cries. Then realizing that Solomon has arrived and has heard her speech, she turns to him and asks, "For your love is better than wine." And she continues, "The odor of your ointments is fragrant." In other words, your cologne is on point, bruh. Your name is like perfume poured out. Therefore do the maidens love you. Draw me, we will run after you. The king brings me into his apartments. We will be glad and rejoice in you. We will recall when we were favored with your love more fragrant than wine. The upright are not offended at your choice, but sincerely I love you. I'm not mad, but I just gotta tell you I love you, boy. I'm not, I'm gonna get mad at you looking around, but I love you, boy. I love that. I am so black, but you are lovely and pleasant, the ladies assured her. O you daughters of Jerusalem, I am as dark as the tents of the Bedouin tribe, Kedar, like the beautiful curtains of Solomon. So she was dark skinned. Yeah. And that was what she was from that part of the country, and she was a dark skinned woman. But it didn't matter. She says, "Please do not look at me, for I am swarthy." That means that she was sweating. She was sweating because she's been working. I've worked out in the sun, see, and it has left its mark upon me. My stepbrothers were angry with me, and they have made me keeper of the vineyards. But my own vineyard, my complexion, I have not kept. So let me say this about this. So far, it's sounding very much like Cinderella, if you think about it. Here's this girl out in the vineyards with her stepbrothers. We don't know how many there were. They made her. She's tending um, their vineyards, but not taking care of her own. Sounding very much like, and she's liking this prince that she's seeing, the king. Sounds very familiar. Sounds very much like the Cinderella story. This is what I'm seeing here. So this is the courtship. This is when the Cinderella, we don't know her name, but she meets the king, not just the prince, but the king. All right. Addressing her shepherd, she said, "Tell me, oh, you whom my soul loves." When your soul loves somebody, right? Where you pasture your flock, where you make it lie down at noon. For why should I, as think of you, be as a veiled one staying beside the flocks of your companions? Why am I where you keep your flocks at? I want to make sure I know where you are. Where are you from? Where you holding yourself at? That's what I want to know. Where I want to know, you know, what's the location of your flock so I can maybe I want to be over there. I mean, makes some sense to me, right? Does it make sense to you? That's how she's hollering out here. I'm way impressed with old girl already. Don't really know her name, but just throwing it out there. I'm going to read this same one in the message so you can hear it. Kiss me full on the mouth. Yes, for your love is better than wine, headier than your aromatic oils. The syllables of your name murmur like a meadow brook. No wonder everyone loves to say your name. They love to say Salomon. Salomon. Take me away with you. Let's run off together. An elopement with my king lover. We'll celebrate, we'll sing, we'll make great music. Yes, for your love is better than vintage wine. Everyone loves you, of course. And why not? I am weathered but still elegant. Oh, dear sisters in Jerusalem, weathered, darkened like Kedar um, desert tents. Time softened like Solomon's temple hangings. Don't look down on me because I'm dark. Don't look on because I'm dark skinned. Don't look down on me. And he probably wouldn't anyway. His mother was from Sheba, Bathsheba. Those are dark skinned people too. Um, Don't look down on me because I'm dark, darkened by the sun's harsh rays. My brothers ridiculed me and sent me to work in the fields. They made me care for the face of the earth, but I had no time to care for my own face. So I didn't have time to take care of my own vineyards and my own look. I didn't have time to prep for this meeting, bruh. But can you see the beauty in me? Tell me where you're working. I love you so much. Just love at first sight. This is so, you know, romantic, if you will. Tell me where you're tending your flocks, where you let them rest at noontime. Why should I be the one left out, outside the orbit of your pretended fear? Bruh, I want to be where you are. She is all in, all in. I'm loving her. And then she says, if you do not know where your lover is, or you fairest among women, run along, follow the tracks of the flock, and amuse yourself by pasturing your kids beside the shepherd's tents. Oh my love, he said as he saw her. So now we've moved to him talking to her. So this is why this is called a two persona poem. So you go from her talking to him, and now he's talking to her. Okay. He says, oh my love, he said as he saw her, you remind me of my favorite mare in the chariot spans of Pharaoh. Your cheeks are comely with ornaments. It, that means those little, she's blushing. He's liking the way she looks. He doesn't care about her being dark skinned. She's fine as far as he's concerned. Your neck with strings of jewels. We will make for you chains and ornaments of gold studded with silver. I'm about to ice you out, girl. I'm about to ice you out. While the king sits at his table, she said, my spikenard, my absent lover, sends forth his fragrance over me. She's, I can smell him. My beloved shepherd is to me like a bag of myrrh that lies in my bosom. He smells good. My beloved shepherd sounds really close to the Lord is my shepherd. She's loving her. She's loving her shepherd. This is a church. This is becoming very symbolic in speech right now. My beloved shepherd is to me a cluster of henna flowers in the vineyards of Engedi, um, and is famed for its fragrant shrubs. Behold, you are beautiful, my love. Behold, you are beautiful. You have dove's eyes. And he's mentioned, he's talking about these this plant that's fragrant, famed for its fragrant shrubs, the Engedi, because he is known for, if we remember, in First Kings 3 and 4, it was mentioned that he had very great knowledge of plants and things of this nature, and all kinds of other things, living things. Um, Solomon was very, very knowledgeable. So him being knowledgeable about shrubs and things of this nature is to be expected. And so he's showing us a little bit in this writing how knowledgeable he is. All right. But Solomon replied, so she says, I'm only a little rose or an autumn crocus of the plain of Sharon. Like she's a rose of Sharon, or or a humble lily of the valley that grows in deep and difficult places. That's what she's saying she is. He says, but Solomon replied, like the lily among thorns, so are you, my love, among the daughters. So you fine, you look good, you standing out, girl. Among all the thorns, you are the one. That's what he's saying. Like an apple tree among the trees of the wood, so is my beloved shepherd among the sons, cried the girl. Under his shadow I delighted to sit, and his fruit was sweet to my taste. He brought me to the and so now she's talking. He brought me to the banqueting house, and his banner over me was love. For love waved as a protecting and comforting banner over my head when I was near him. Like it that we have Jehovah Nisi, the Lord is our banner. She said his banner over her was love. She could feel that all that was just shining over her head. She could feel the love he was giving to her. All right. Hmm. I can feel his left hand under my. So I'm sorry. Let me go a little slower. Verse 5. Sustain me with raisins, refresh me with apples, for I am sick with love. I can feel his left hand under my head, and his right hand embraces me. He said, I charge you, O you daughters of Jerusalem, by the gazelles or the behinds of the field, which are free to follow their own instincts, that you not try to stir up or awaken my love until it pleases. Let her wake up at her own. She's so beautiful. Let her leave her alone. This is what he's saying, going back and forth like that. Um, so I'm going to I'm going to depart a little bit from this one and go straight back to the message. The message is just a little bit more clear, and I want to make sure you guys are getting it. So he says, I'm on verse good grief. Don't want to say sorry. I don't want to skip around, but let's go to verse 8. If you can't find me, loveliest of all women, it's all right. Stay with your flocks. Lead your lambs to good pasture. Stay with your shepherds, neighbors. You remind me of Pharaoh's well-groomed and satiny mares. Pendant earrings lined with the elegance of your cheeks. Strands of jewels illumine the curve of your throat. I'll make jewelry for you, gold and silver jewelry. That will mark an accent or accent your beauty. And she says, when my king lover lays down beside me, my fragrance fill the room. His head resting between my breasts. The head of my lover was a sachet of sweet myrrh. My beloved is a bouquet of wildflowers picked just for me from the fields of Engedi. See, that's where, back to Engedi again. Oh, my dear friend, you're so beautiful, and your eyes so beautiful like doves. And you, my dear lover, you're so handsome. And the bed we share is like a forest glen. We enjoy a canopy of cedars enclosed by cypresses, fragrant and green. That's the entire first chapter. Chapter 2. I'm just a wildflower picked from the plains of Sharon, a lotus blossom from the valley pools. And he says a lotus blossoming in a swamp of weeds. That's my dear friend among the girls in the village. And so he's still courting her, still talking out. He's giving her this major drag, right? He is giving this is drag right here. And she's saying, as an apricot tree stands out in the forest, my lover stands above the young men in town. All I want is to sit in his shade, to taste and savor his delicious love. He took me home with him for a festive meal, but his eyes feasted on me. Oh, give me something refreshing to eat and quickly. Apricots, raisins, anything. I'm about to faint with love. His left hand cradles my head, and his right arm encircles my waist. Oh, no. Oh, let me warn you, sisters in Jerusalem, by the gazelles, yes, by all the wild deer. Don't excite love. Don't stir it up until the time is right and you're ready. Okay, it's about to go down. Look, listen, there's my lover. Do you see him coming? She's waiting for him. She's waiting for him. She's dreaming of him. Vaulting the mountains, leaping the hills. My lover is like a gazelle, graceful, like a young stag virile. Look at him there on tiptoe at the gate, all ears, all eyes ready. My lover has arrived and he's speaking to me. Get up, my dear friend. Fair and beautiful lover, come to me. Look around you. Winter is over. The winter rains are over, gone. Spring flowers are in blossom all over. The whole world's a choir and singing. Spring warblers are filling the forest with with sweet strains. Spring and lilacs are exuberantly purple and perfumed, and cherry trees fragrant with blossoms. Oh, get up, dear friend, my fair and beautiful lover, come to me. She's dreaming of him. She wants him there. Here we go. Come, my shy and modest dove. Leave your seclusion. Come out in the open. Let me see your face. Let me hear your voice. For your voice is soothing and your face is ravishing. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. And then the one, and that was him talking to her. He was ready. He called her his dear friend. She was more. They were having a real serious courtship. She was dreaming of him, but here we are. Then you must protect me from the foxes, foxes on the prowl, foxes who would like nothing better than to get into our flowering garden. People talking, all the any the naysayers, anything that's getting in her head, anything that's saying that she's not good enough, and letting her know she's not pretty enough or whatever, saying those kinds of things, whether he's looking that same way or not. My lover is mine and I am his. Nightly he strolls in our garden, delighting in the flowers, until dawn breathes its light and night slips away. Turn to me, dear lover, come like a gazelle, leap like a wild stag on delectable mountains. Restless in bed, and that's chapter 2. Chapter 3, restless in bed and sleepless through the night, I long for my lover. She's been wanting him. She's thinking about him. I wanted him desperately. His absence was painful. So I got up, went out and moved and roved the city, hunting through streets and down alleys. I wanted my lover in the worst way. I looked high and low and didn't find him. And then the night watchman found me. The night watchman. All right. That means that anytime between 6 p.m. all the way, to about 3 a.m. or 6 p.m., there's like 4 watches in between that time. The night watchman found me as they patrolled the darkened city. Have you seen my dear lost love? I asked. No sooner had I left them than I found him, found my dearest lost love. I threw my arms around him and held him tight, wouldn't let him go until I had him home again, safe at home beside the fire. Oh, let me warm you, sisters in Jerusalem, by the gazelles, yes, by all the wild deer. Don't excite love, don't stir it up until the time is right and you're ready. What's this I see approaching from the desert, raising clouds of dust, filling the air with sweet smells and pungent aromatics? Look, it's Solomon's carriage. Her love is here, carried and guarded by 60 soldiers, 60 of Israel's finest, all of them armed to the teeth, trained for battle, ready for anything, anytime. King Solomon once had a carriage built from fine grained Lebanon cedar. He had it framed with silver and roofed with gold. The cushions were covered with a purple fabric, the interior lined with tooled leather. He was gangster lean way back then. Come and look, sisters in Jerusalem, O sisters of Zion, don't miss this. My king lover, dressed and garlanded for his wedding. So now we move from the courtship and her dreaming about him and missing him, and him missing her. Now we're together. The wedding is happening. His heart full, bursting with joy. See, she had to wait on him. A lot of us don't want to wait. She dreamed about what was going to happen, but she was willing to wait, and he waited. He promised he was going to marry her, and they waited. We need to learn how to wait. I mean, there was a lot of love that still was sustained between the two of them, but there was a waiting period. A lot of times we want to push the chariot, in this case, before the horse. Sometimes we need to let things just take their course. We need to learn how to wait. Yes, he did pimp his ride. Person. All right, in the chat. That's hilarious. All right, here we go. We're in chapter 4. You're so beautiful, my darling, so beautiful, and your dove eyes are veiled, but by your hair as it flows and shimmers, like a flock of goats in the distance, streaming down a hillside in the sunshine. Her hair was long. Your smile is generous and full, expressive and strong and clean. Your lips are jewel red, your mouth elegant and inviting, your veiled cheeks soft and radiant. The smooth, lithe lines of your neck command notice. All heads turn in awe and admiration. Your breasts are like fawns, twins of gazelle, grazing among the first spring flowers. He's looking at her whole body. It gets pretty sexual here. He's straight up. The sweet, fragrant curves of your body, the soft, spice contours of your flesh. You fine. You looking good. Invite me and I come. I stay until dawn breathes its light and night slips away. You're beautiful from head to toe, my dear love. Beautiful beyond compare. Absolutely flawless. Remember in the beginning, she was saying she was a swarthy and she was kind of basically kind of musty. And she was saying she looked, she was dark and whatever else. And he was like, you are beautiful from head to toe. Absolutely flawless. Come with me from Lebanon, my bride. It's time for you to get out of here. Come with me now. Time for us to be married, and time for us to go into marriage. Leave Lebanon behind and come. Leave your high mountain hideaway. Abandon your wilderness seclusion. This is like Cinderella and the Prince, right? He's come back forward, but it's the king. Where you abandon your wilderness seclusion, where you keep a company with lions and panthers guard your safety. You've captured my heart, dear friend. Your person that you married should be your friend first, that's for sure. You looked at me and I fell in love. One looked my way and I was hopelessly in love. How beautiful your love, dear, dear friend. Far more pleasing than a fine, rare wine. Your fragrance more exotic than select spices. Wow. The kisses of your lips are honey, my love. Every syllable you speak, a delicacy to savor. I'm hanging on your every word, girl. Your clothes smell like the wild outdoors, the fresh scent of high mountains. So it wasn't like she was stinking. He was just saying that outdoors is fresh. Her clothes smell fresh. It's a great thing. Dear lover and friend, you're a secret garden, a private and pure fountain. Body and soul, you are paradise, a whole orchard of succulent fruits, ripe apricots and peaches, oranges and pears, nut trees and cinnamon, and all scented woods, mint and lavender, and all herbs aromatic, a garden fountain sparkling and splashing, fed by the spring waters from the Lebanon mountains. That's where she's from. It's time for her to go, though. She's saying, wake up, north wind, get moving, south wind, breathe on my garden, fill the air with spice fragrance. Oh, let my lover enter his garden. Yes, let him eat the fine, ripe fruits. Okay, now we're in it. Now it's a little more sexual because her garden is her garden. I went to my garden. This is the man talking now. We're in chapter 5. I went to my garden, dear friend, best lover. They've consummated the relationship. Breathe the sweet fragrance. I ate the fruit and the honey. Oh, I drank the nectar and wine. Celebrate with me, friends. Raise your glasses to life, to love. The woman says, I was sound asleep, but in my dreams I was wide awake. Oh, listen, it's the sound of my lover knocking, calling. Let me in, dear companion, dearest friend, my dove, consummate lover. I'm soaked with the dampness of the night, drenched with dew, shivering and cold. But I'm in my nightgown. Do you expect me to get dressed? I'm bathed and in bed. Do you want me to get dirty? But my lover wouldn't take no for an answer, and the longer he knocked, the more excited I became. I got up to open the door to my lover, sweetly ready to receive him, desiring and expecting. And as I turned the door handle, but when I opened the door, he was gone. My loved one, tired of waiting, and left, and I died inside. Oh, I felt so bad. I ran out looking for him, but he was nowhere to be found. I called into the darkness, but no one answered. The night watchman found me as they patrolled the streets of the city. They slapped and beat and bruised me, ripping off my clothes. These watchmen who were supposed to be guarding the city. I beg you, sisters in Jerusalem, if you find my lover, please tell him I want him, and I'm heartsick with love for him. What's so great about your lover, fair lady? This is a chorus singing to her. What's so special about him that you beg for our help? My dear lover glows with health, red blooded and radiant. He's one in a million. There's no one quite like him. My golden one, pure and untarnished, with raven black curls tumbling across his shoulders. My eyes are like doves, soft and bright, but I'm sorry, his eyes are like doves, soft and bright, but deep set, brimming with meaning, like wells of water. His face is rugged. His beard smells like sage. His voice, his words, warm and reassuring. Fine music ripple beneath his skin, or not fine music, Lord. Fine muscles ripple beneath his skin, quiet and beautiful. His torso is a work of a sculptor, hard and smooth as ivory. He stands tall like a cedar, strong and deep rooted, a rugged mountain of a man, aromatic with wood and stone. His words are kisses, his kisses words. Everything about him delights me, thrills me through and through. That's my lover, that's my man, dear Jerusalem sister. So where has this lover of yours gone, fair one? Where on earth can he be? Can we help you look for him? We're in chapter 6. Never mind, my lover's already on his way to his garden, to browse among the flowers, touching the colors and forms. I am my lover's, and my lover is mine. He caresses the sweet smelling flowers. The man again, dear friend and lover, you are as beautiful as Tirzah, city of delights, lovely as Jerusalem, city of dreams, the ravishing visions of my ecstasy. Your beauty is too much for me. I'm in over my head. I'm not used to this. I can't take it in. Your hair flows and shimmers like a flock of goats in the distance, streaming down a hillside in the sunshine. Your smile is generous and full, expressive and strong and clean. Your veiled cheeks are soft and radiant. There's no one like her on earth. Never has been, never will be. She's a woman beyond compare. My dove is perfection, pure and innocent as the day she was born, and cradled in joy by her mother. Everyone who came by to see her exclaimed and admired her. All the fathers and mothers, the neighbors and friends, blessed and praised her. Has anyone ever seen anything like this? Dawn fresh, moon lovely, sun radiant, ravishing in the night sky with its galaxy of stars. One day I went strolling through the orchard, looking for signs in springs, or signs of spring, looking for buds about to burst and flower, anticipating the readiness and ripeness. Before I knew it, my heart was raptured, carried away by lofty thoughts. Dance, dance, dear Shulamite, angel princess. Dance, and we'll feast our eyes on your grace. Everyone wants to see the Shulamite dance. Her victory dances of love and peace. Shapely and graceful your sandal feet, and queenly your movement. Queenly, because she's getting ready to marry the king. Your limbs are lithe and elegant, the work of a master artist. Your body is a chalice, wine filled. Chalice is curved. Your skin is silken and tawny, like a field of wheat touched by the breeze. Your breasts are like fawns, twins of gazelle. Your neck is carved ivory, curved and slender. Your eyes are wells of light, deep with mystery, quintessentially feminine. Your profile turns all heads. These are all the things that this is what a man wants. This is what and not just what a man wants. This is what they both want. They want somebody that likes them and that loves them and sees them for them. This is what marriage is about. This is what courtship is about. Him speaking nice to her and her speaking nice to him, and them both liking each other and being attracted to each other. And now we're and being very attractive and saying nice things about each other and building each other up. She already had, a little bit of low self-esteem, and he told her he was going to take her away from all of her problems, basically, and she was going to be moving away from Lebanon with him, leaving that hillside country with him, and so gave her promises. He didn't just sell her a bag of goods or bill of goods. He meant to keep his promises, and even though she was looking for him and waiting a while, he was bent on keeping his promises because that's what love does. Love keeps their promises, and they talk, and these people talked to each other and loved each other clearly. All right, your profile turns all heads, commanding attention. The feelings I get when I see the high mountains ranges, stirring of desire, longings for the heights, remind me of you, and I'm spoiled for anyone else. Wow. Your beauty within and without is absolute, dear lover, close companion. You are tall and supple, like the palm tree, and your full breasts are like sweet clusters of dates. I say, I'm going to climb that palm tree. I'm going to caress its fruit. Getting a little nasty. Come on now. I'm kidding. He's just getting a little explicit. Nothing nasty about this. All right. Oh, yes, your breasts will be clusters of sweet fruit to me. Your breath clean and cool like fresh mint. Your tongue and lips like the best wine. The woman. Yes, and yours are too, my love's kisses flow from his lips to mine. I am my lover's, and I'm all he wants. I'm all the world to him. This is what you want to be, that person's all in all. You want to be who he sees or who she sees. You want to be this person's. Come, dear lover. Let's tramp through the countryside. Let's sleep at some wayside inn, then arise early and listen to bird song. Let's look for wildflowers in bloom. She's feeling very springish. They run through the fields. It must be nice. Blackberry bushes blossoming white, fruit trees adorned with cascading flowers. And there I will give myself to you. I'm ready to do this thing, boy. It's about to go down. There I will give myself to you, my love to you,
I mean, to your love. My love to your love. Love apples drenched us with fragrance. Fertility surrounds, suffuses us. Fruit fresh and preserved that I've kept and saved just for you, my love. She wasn't passing it around to everybody. She saved this for just for him. Chapter 8, last chapter. I wish you'd been my twin brother, sharing with me the breast of my mother, playing outside in the street, kissing in plain view of everyone and no one thinking anything of it. I'd take you by the hand and bring you home, where I was raised by my mother. You drink my wine and kiss my cheeks. He wanted to be just he wanted to be with her. I wish I had known you forever. I wish we had had an earlier time. I wish I knew you before. I know I've said to my own husband, I wish we had met prior to. We both have said that at different times. Of course we've agreed that it's better that we met at this time. But still, because you have such a close connection, you wish it had been sooner so that the feeling that you have could have been a lot longer. This is what he's saying here. All right, still going. He says, imagine his left hand cradling my head, his right arm around my waist. Oh, let me warn you, sisters in Jerusalem, don't excite love, don't stir it up until the time is right and you're ready. Who is this I see coming up from the country, arm in arm with her lover? I found you under the apricot tree and woke you up to love. Your mother went into labor under that tree, and under that very tree she bore you. Here we go. Hang my locket around your neck, wear my ring on your finger. Love is invincible, facing danger and death. Passions laugh at the terrors of hell. It's the truth. Passion laughs at the terror of hell. The fire of love stops at nothing. It does not. It sweeps everything before it. Flood waters can't drown love. Torrents of rain can't put it out. Love can't be bought. Love can't be sold. It's not to be found in the marketplace. My brothers used to worry about me. Our little sister has no breasts. What shall we do with our little sister? When men come asking for her, she's a virgin and vulnerable, and we'll protect her. If they think she's a wall, we'll top it with barbed wire. If they think she's a door, we'll barricade it. Dear brothers, I'm a walled in virgin still, but my breasts are full. And when my lover sees me, he knows he'll soon be satisfied. Don't worry about me, bro. I got it. My brother, I am not flat chested. My lover's gonna be satisfied. Don't worry about it. We got this. King Solomon may have vast vineyards in lush, fertile country where he hires others to work the ground. People pay anything to get in on that bounty, but my vineyard is all mine, and I'm keeping it to myself. You can have your vast vineyards, Solomon, you and your greedy guests. O lady of the gardens, my friends are with me listening. Let me hear your voice. Run to me, dear lover. Come like a gazelle. Leap like a wild stag on the Spice Mountains. This ends. This is about marriage as it ends. They've had children. They've been around for a while, and they're seeing um, how this ends. And just the closeness, how they grew together from courtship to waiting to be married, and then walking arm in arm and talking about you know how they met. I found you under the apricot tree and woke up to you and loving, and what they do now, and the maturation of love, how love matures. You go from being all giddy to getting married. You get the ring, you put a ring on it, and then you go from that to I'm you know I'm married, and then might be separation, might be anything happening during that time, just married stuff happening, and they had to deal with the naysayers and whatever else, and now they're married, and they possibly have children, and here we are, and they're still in love with each other and keeping that fire going because because the intimacy is important. They were intimate. Intimate doesn't necessarily mean it's not just sexual. It's they were in tune to each other's minds, and that's the difference between um, uh, just being married for marriage's sake. They weren't. They were intimate, and that's why it seems so sexual. Yeah, it did, but it's a lesson on intimacy. and how we're supposed to be looking at our partner and how our partner should be looking at us. This was a true partnership, and they loved each other and they complimented each other, and their words were important. How they spoke to each other was really important. It just it's important, our words, because they kept feeding each other. And if you want a strong relationship, you have to feed each other. That's what I do know for myself. That's the only way you're going to grow. Having said that, um, we went, like I said, we went from courtship to wedding to marriage. This is how it looks. And the man and the woman had the last word. The woman had the run to me, dear lover, come like a gazelle, leap like a wild stag on the Spice Mountains. He's still running to her. He still wants her. It doesn't go away. It doesn't go away. It might change, um, but the love that how it's expressed might change. That's maturity, but it doesn't change the fervor of the connection, because intimacy is more important. That's what keeps the fire going. It's the intimacy, and he showed that all the way through. He was intimate. He had a lot of wives. We know this about Solomon, a lot, and a lot of concubines. But this woman here, she was different. Let's all strive to be different. All right. Having said that, God wants to be intimate with all of us. Not trying to be sexual. He wants to be intimate with all of us. And it's important that we take the plunge with God, and He's inviting us into a relationship, inviting you into a relationship with Him today, a salvation relationship. And if you would be so kind, if you're so inclined to say this prayer, if you want intimacy with the Lord, where He knows you and He's looking for you and He's saying great things and building you up, and you're doing the same thing and you're saying to Him that He's your master and He's your Lord. If you want that relationship where He's taking care of you and looking out for you and wants to take you away from the life you're in that's stressing you out, and He wants to take the burdens from you and all of those things, and you want to feel protected and loved and cared for, and you want your own Cinderella story with God, then I invite you to say this salvation prayer with me. Father, it's written in your word that if I confess with my mouth that Jesus is Lord, and I believe in my heart that you have raised him from the dead, I will be saved. Therefore, Father, I confess with my mouth that Jesus is Lord of my life today. And I make him Lord of my life right now. And I believe in my heart that you have raised him from the dead. I renounce my past life with Satan and close the door to any of his and all of his devices. I thank you, Lord, for forgiving me of all my sins. Jesus is my Lord, and I am a new creation. Old things have passed away, and behold, all things have become new. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Welcome. If you said this prayer, welcome to the family of God. We are blessed to have you, and we're always looking for new ones. And if you would be so kind, put your name in the chat so that we can, contact you and we can say hello and shout you out. And if you don't have a church home in your area, put your name in the chat and your city, and we'll help you to find a church home in your area. We have members all over the country, and we would like to make sure that you get connected to a Bible-believing, disciple-making, loving church that will help build you and grow you into the person that God created you to be. God bless you. I hope you enjoyed Song of Solomon. It is a book about intimacy, and it's really important that we're intimate with the Lord. God bless you, and have a great rest of your day.